A really good day, as I had mentioned. We have with us today, you know what, AB? So I have Keith Wiggins here with us today. I have, and I'm going to bring on Maceo Belt as well. But the reason I had these two gentlemen on, you know, I do a lot of this career stuff. You know, I'm out here constantly, and I speak to people, and I come across people that, you know, maybe they've been in some trouble at some point in their life. And I guess they'll classify themselves as an ex-offender. Okay. But they kept telling me, Ken, there's no opportunities. But we had Jeffrey Obamowitz out here, right?
That's right.
Who's kind of did a pivot. He was an attorney and got caught up on some charges, did some time, and came out, and now he's like a director of a program, and he's doing some good things.
Helping other ex-offenders.
So, you know, of course, a lot of people said, yeah, but he was an attorney. That's, you know, he was able to make the transition. So I said, you know what? Let me just dip into the bucket of friends that I have that maybe have did something that they completely paid their debt to society for, and now came out and really came into good situations. They did what they could do to get themselves back on their feet. So that's why I invited Mr. Wiggins and Mr. Belt. But it's interesting, you were speaking about an article that you saw.
So when Kenneth and I first got here today, I saw this great article about a guy in Connecticut who was on a bus on his way to a job interview, and he happened to be an ex-offender, had gotten his GED while he was in prison, just trying to do right by his family. He has a 21-month-old son, saw a severe car accident, hopped off the bus, shame on that bus driver for driving away, hopped off the bus and saved the person's life, ripped off his business shirt, the only one he had, and helped stop the bleeding and waited for the ambulance to arrive. Well, I need a follow-up story because I want to know. So supposedly other job offers were coming in. Somebody else offered him a tailored suit in order to. I want to know where he's going to be working.
I thought you were going to say a job as a tailor. I'm like, really? But okay, tailored suit. Okay,
a tailored suit for his, so that he would have something for his other actual interviews. Well, I want to know what happened. You know, isn't that awesome? That's awesome. What a awesome good human being.
So I don't know if either one of these guys have ever saved somebody, but I know they've saved themselves, and that kind of is the moral of the story here. So with that being said, PA Maceo, are you on the line, sir? I appreciate you, my good friend, for tuning in live from Southwestern Pennsylvania.
So another Steelers fan. Thank you very much.
No, Maceo's actually an Eagles fan.
Oh no, hang up.
So Alberta's from Philly, but she's a Steelers fan.
I'm not from Philly. I'm from Central Jersey.
She's from Central Jersey.
But anyway, it's not about the Steelers. Sorry about that.
It's always about the Steelers. Don't pay any attention to Maceo and his Eagles nonsense.
Thank you for calling in.
Oh
no! Now really.
He's on the upswing right now, so
oh my God.
We can save that for a later date.
Always that sounds like a Cowboys fan.
So we have Mr. Maceo Belt on the line, and Mr. Keith Wiggins in studio here. Mason, Alberta. I was speaking to Keith while he was making the trek up here from New York City, and we were just talking about. You know, it was interesting because, you know, we had spoke about him coming on the show months ago, and we just hadn't had time to put it together. And then this was the perfect time because I was coming off of this momentum of people telling me that they were unable to kind of get it right. So I said, Keith, I'd love for you to just come and tell your story. So I'm going to sit back. The mic is in front of Mr. Wiggins. I'm going to sit back. You can tell a piece of your story and how you kind of turn things into a positive for you. Thank you for coming, my friend.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you having me. And first, I would like to just congratulate you on your platform here.
My man.
And doing what you do for the community and always reaching out to people and helping them better themselves. So, you know, big shout out to that.
You know, I appreciate that. And I want to say you've always been, you remember when I was doing this from my dining room table. Sure. I've been knowing Keith for a long time, and he was always a big supporter. You may have been one of the first people to come to me and say, look, if there's any way I can help you,
Right.
if there's any way I can help you, just let me know. So what he did to help me is I sent him on some interviews. I was like,
Definitely.
I had Keith. I'm like, you know what? One way you can help me is if you go on this interview.
Yeah.
So I sent Keith's resume, and he went on the interview. Yeah, he helped me a couple times.
That's
with
so
that.
funny.
Definitely, man. We go way back.
Yeah.
But I just want to touch on my personal experience and just dealing with post conviction job search and the different things that I employed to make myself a viable candidate for employers. And one of the things I did was first and foremost being registered with non-for-profit organizations. That's a really, really strong thing to have on your resume. And there's a number of organizations, shout out to New York Kids in New York City. They have a lot of programs that deal with the homeless and that deal with youth organizations and reading programs. They have literally volunteer opportunities every night of the week.
So there is a Philly Cares also. All that most
really?
of the major cities around the country have a similar.
Yeah, they're great organizations, and that's one thing you can do in the interim and looking for gainful employment.
Okay.
It's hard enough out here, for regular people to find a job,
Sure.
let alone for somebody with, somewhat of a ex-criminal background,
Sure.
that's out there looking.
Right.
So you have to really show the selflessness and doing something to help your fellow man next to you. Something excellent you put on your resume. And there's some wonderful people that volunteer on a nightly basis. There are CEOs to companies who volunteer on a nightly basis. You never know who you're standing
That's a
working
great
with.
point.
Good point.
That's
You know
the
what I mean?
network.
And it's a great networking tool. And that was one of the things that helped me along. Second, Kenny,
Go ahead.
second is the county and state municipalities for like bus driver tests and track worker tests and things like that. They don't discriminate. They don't discriminate when it comes to your background. I mean, you do have to show that, of course, you're a changed person.
Sure.
That you're doing something positive within the community. But first and foremost, you have to get out there and you have to take these tests. People always look around and say, well, I don't see myself being a bus driver. Oh, I don't see myself, being a track worker, being on the tracks late at night and doing that sort of thing. But I know bus drivers make well over 6 figures.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
It's interesting that you say that because I had an information session with SEPTA, the Southeastern Pennsylvania Transportation Authority, and the gentleman told me, he said, our riders are everyone.
Right.
So we don't discriminate. He said, our riders, we have ex-offenders that use our services daily. So yes, we hire we're ex-offender friendly. So so you make a valid point. Maceo, I want to bring you in. Excuse my comfort level, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, Maceo, I want to bring you in because I think you took the entrepreneurship route coming out of your situation. So do you want to elaborate on that particular piece before Keith continues on? Sure. Gotcha. Yes. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Definitely appreciate you sharing that particular piece. So it seems like, Keith, it seems like there are some avenues, but it's about knowing about it's about knowing where to find the resources.
True.
So, and I know you're in New York City, but to Alberta's point, I think there's some things offered in Philadelphia and Pennsylvania in general that are similar in scope. So what was your approach? Like, where did you go to find the resources?
Well, I just went online
Okay.
and started from there. But also my dad, was a locomotive engineer.
Gotcha.
That's where I am right now.
Okay.
And my brother, he's also a locomotive
Oh, wow. So
engineer.
it's a family thing. Yeah,
So it's kind of like the family business.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I was pretty much a late bloomer in it all, but nevertheless, I made it.
How come you're never working the trains that I'm on? I need to know if you're avoiding me.
No, definitely not. I'm not in passenger service.
Okay, all right, I got you. Okay.
I deal with the diesel equipment at night.
Got
So,
you. Okay.
When they mess up everything during the daytime, I'll come
You come
along
through
at
it.
night
Then
and
you
fix
fix
up.
it.
Sure,
Get
sure.
it right by rush hour in the morning.
Right.
But one of the things I wanted to touch on is the test taking. When you actually take the test, I treated it like it was a prize fight. In test taking. I got plenty of rest, plenty of sleep. I ate right, I exercised because I wanted to score high on this test. The higher you score on these municipal tests, the quicker you'll be called.
Okay.
All right. So, and in other words, also when you take these tests, it's important to file for them early, as soon as they're released. Because if we all three here take this test and we have the same score, if I filed the first,
Oh, really?
That's
Okay,
it.
okay.
Okay.
Think about that.
there's
Okay.
my seniority level
Got it.
right then and there.
Got it.
So it's gonna have an effect when we're trying to pick for jobs within our company, and we're gonna try to pick for days off and weekends off.
Sure.
I'll get weekends off before you because I filed
Just
for
because
it.
you filed first.
You see?
And Maceo, any experience, any advice you can offer the listeners regarding the test taking process, or just where you find that information? I know you had referenced CareerLink, but were there any other resources that were vital to you? Okay, so you did some networking. Mm. Okay. Sure.
Wow.
Okay, so no procrastination.
Yeah.
No procrastination.
Did you borrow a?
Alberta had a question for you.
Yeah, I that is so interesting. I hire CDL drivers, so I didn't know about that window. And so how did you do the driving test? Did you borrow someone's truck or? Okay. All right. For your practice, yeah, okay. Seriously. Got it.
Okay. So we have a couple more minutes. I'm gonna pivot back to Keith just to see if there's some other things he would like to offer. We got a couple minutes before we close out. Mace, we'll be right back with you.
Yeah, another thing, with the non-for-profit, organizations, staying busy and volunteering, it can explain a lot of gap time within your resume.
Yes.
Sure.
A lot of people they're job hunting, and then when you have a few doors that's been closed on them, they kind of have like a pity party.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just,
Well, you get frozen with.
You get frozen
yeah.
with it, I mean, you start to, somewhat give up or, start.
And that's a valid point, even for people that haven't been incarcerated. Like,
definitely.
Those no's start to wear on
Absolutely.
you, and you just
Rejection.
say, forget it.
Yeah.
Definitely, and you have to beat down the door, and you can't just go for the first no either. You know what I mean? Sometimes it takes maybe writing a personal letter to a personnel director.
That's a good idea.
And,
Sure.
and just letting them know, listen, this is who I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is what I have to offer to your company and your organization.
Sure.
You'd be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They could look at it, or maybe your resume just went across somebody's desk and, they had somebody else in mind. But you wrote that letter, and now it's in front of the personnel director, and they're like, hey, maybe there's a place for this
Right.
man or woman.
And interesting, you don't know other people's stories either. So sometimes the networking piece allows you to, off the record, tell your story.
Right.
And then you can get some advocates, some sponsors, some people that really are pulling for you that maybe can help you out.
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
yeah.
That's right.
Definitely. And just to touch on that point, people are more apt to help you, when they see, what you're doing.
Indeed.
And with that,
See you
they
helping yourself.
Your hunger, and they see how diligent you are when it comes to your approach. Then people, they'll move bridges for you.
Yeah.
To help you out. You'd be
Exactly.
surprised.
Exactly. So we'll go back to Maceo. Maceo, we got about a minute or two to go. Definitely anything that you would like to add, we would love to hear.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh yeah, they do it as well, right? Exactly. Sure. And Sure. We speak about this all the time in recruiting. It's about continuous learning. You can't stop. You can never stop. So that's what I've seen from both of you gentlemen, from knowing you guys firsthand. You can't stop. You can't get down on yourself. You got to keep moving and moving forward and trying to do things for people. The one thing I will say about both of you guys, and the support that you provided me, and I'm talking about within the last year, I looked up and both of you were standing with me during my hardest time when my brother passed away. But that's just the type of support that I know you guys give, not just me, but all the people that you associate and communicate with. So that's why I thought it was so important to have you two on the show telling a piece of your story, because I don't want people to be down. You have a situation, that's what it is, but you have to keep moving forward and keep putting yourself, like you said, Mace, making yourself desirable. So I definitely agree and appreciate that.
I'm going to tweet that.
Yes.
Actually. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, right, you're right.
Definitely true.
Okay.
Right.
Got you. So.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, so you came out eligible to get that. Yeah. No, I did already tell them you were my friend, so thanks for clarifying that. Hey, listen, Maceo, look, I really appreciate you tuning in. I know you're a busy guy and calling across the state, man. Listen, I'll talk to you soon. You know that. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Hey, Max, we'll catch up soon, man. Don Kobe Wednesday night. See you there.
I'll talk to you. All right. Man, beautiful. I really appreciate that. That's a friend that I don't ever remember not knowing, so thank you so very much. Mr. Wiggins, I really appreciate you coming out today and doing this thing with us.
No problem.
Thank you so very much. AB, we did it again. We did it again.
It's over already. My goodness, can we keep going?
It's the Career Seeker Show. We do it every Wednesday, 4 to 5, live on WPPM LP Philadelphia 106.5. I'd like to thank Philly Cam. Just on behalf of Philly Cam, on behalf of Mr. Keith Wiggins, Mr. Maceo Belt, I want to thank you for tuning in and just kind of riding out with us, the listeners, the Facebook followers, the streamers.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so very much. Our shows are a little different. Sometimes we don't know what to expect coming in the door, but we just know that our heart's in the right place. We just want to give you guys the best information that we can possibly share about the issues that are front and center to you. We understand your situation. If there's anything we can do, the Career Seekers team, Alberta Bertolino, Tiffany Sutherland, we are here to do that for you. So just reach out to us on any of our social media streams. Yo, Gee, is it a wrap?
It's a wrap, go.
Let's do it.
Have a great week.
We're off. Cool. Beautiful.
I want to be part of the team now, man. Let's do it.
MACE.
MACE.
You can say Rubio.
Yep.
Yeah, you can.
We gotta shut that program off.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go in for a youth specialty real quick.